Oh, good afternoon. Welcome back to Rangers Radio. Ross County 3, Rangers 3 in a strange game of football up in Dingwall. I enjoy myself watching back in the show as the star. It's the star of Rangers Radio. Albert, how we doing?
How you start the star? I'm all right. Well, no, all right. I've got sore plums because that was a good kick in the plums, that one.
Aye, it was, mate. It was, but it was a mistake. We shot ourselves in the foot, and in between it, we played some lovely football in difficult conditions, mate. Yeah,
absolutely. It was rain-making. The result itself was rain-making, mate. There was nothing to do with Ross County or referees or anything like that. It was just rain-making. It was stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong.
The referee was excellent, if I'm being honest, mate.
I done all right. I thought you let that wee number 8 away with a lot. But apart from that, it seems to happen that way, doesn't it? You just get one player that always seems to get away with it. So in every game. So it happens that way. But overall, the first half and the conditions, it was difficult. It was really difficult. But again, I'm going to say it. I think we're all going to agree on it. McGregor did have a nightmare. There was no getting away from it.
Well, he was asked to save the ball about 3 or 4 times in the whole match, mate, and he failed twice. The second one, I'd need to see again to maybe really make my mind up. I don't know if he should lead with his horns and punch it away or it's an error. But the first one, which changed the whole game over, was a clanger.
Oh, it was definitely a clanger. Definitely. And Goldson was in his heels. He couldn't even help him out because the ball had sort of out his horns, ran down his body in a way that the guy just runs by, runs between the two and puts it away. God, the boy White was up for it, not being alive and alert for it. So you give him credit for that, but it was a clanger. There was no getting away from it. The result, as I say, the result was right down to us. It's nothing to do with anybody but us. Mm-hmm. So we need, a lot of people need to look in the mirror. They need to look in the mirror.
So the second goal came up was a calamity. Let's talk about our first goal because Joe Aribo, good play, picks the ball out on his debut 4 minutes in and puts it in the net. Young Bidiallo, definitely onside, good run, puts it in the net. What more can you ask for?
Oh, smashing. The boy had done exactly what we've been screaming out for years. If somebody's going down the opposite wing, your opposite winger gets into the box to see if he can sniff out a chance, and that's exactly what the boy had done. Right place. Big Aribo gets the ball across, quality ball across, bang, goal. There you are. That's how simple it is. I was impressed with the boy.
So we gets a goal, and then obviously Alan's clanger. The second goal that we gave away, Connor gets the ball, for the goal kick, I think, or a free kick, a big launch down the park. He puts his bit on it, goes up in the air. Barisic with a header, a run-of-the-mill header, nothing great. The boy just taps it through. Big Bassy, howler, schoolboy, everything all day long. Maybe even worse than Alan McGregor's, mate, if I'm being honest.
Aye. It was Bassy looked an amateur, a right amateurish. You know what I mean? I was like, oh no. Barisic as well. I mean, that header, I don't know. See me play other teams. See that header? They don't do that header. They just don't. If they're going to head it, they head it away to the wing, or they head it back to the goalkeeper. But they don't do what he does. And it's not just Barisic who does it. There's countless players in their team keep doing that type of header. And you're going, he's no brains. He's just mental. Reading the situation, but they don't. So he misses that. It started with Golson. Golson goes with his right foot. Miss hits it. Good grief, man. I don't understand. Miss hits it. Right up there. Barisic goes for the head. Doesn't head it properly, doesn't clear it properly, and then the guy just bumps it through, and then Big Bassy misses it with his left foot. Good grief. I could understand if it was his right foot, but it's his left foot. Misses it like an amateur. An absolute amateur. Boy goes through, puts it away well. Give the boy due, put it away well.
Listen, mate, I think you've been unfair to amateurs, mate. There's no excuse in that. It's basics, mate. The other two are errors. That's a major mistake. Bassy gives them the 2-1, leaked it up, running up to half time. We had a few shots, played some decent stuff when we went forward. For me, Big getting no holding the ball. All right, he get limited service in the box, but there's more to the play than that. He's got to get himself in front. His body position sometimes looks all wrong. Yeah, we can say he needs matches. Yeah, we can say he needs a run in the team. But in the last 2 performances, mate, being fair on the boy, he just doesn't look as if he's up to it.
No, he's nowhere near a Rangers player, mate. I said at best he's going to be an impact player. The last 2 games have proved that, I think. Without a shadow of a doubt. You can't say that lack of service could be an excuse, it could be a reason, call it what you want. But
the bottom line, I've not got to the second half yet.
He's no, as I say, he doesn't look like he's ready to take the ball. He's never on the half turn. He's always getting guys climbing over the top of him, and he's always bending and falling down. You're saying you've everything that a centre forward shouldn't do, you're doing. I don't know what the guy Mackay's telling me today, but it's woeful to watch. It really is woeful to watch. And then you get him in front of goal, and he's always facing away from goal. I just don't get his position at times. He's always facing away from goal. You go, see if you could go in the half turn, son, and actually face the goal, you would actually get some goals. But he never is. He never ever is. And you're saying, and you're always second to the ball. So I've made my mind up with the boy, and I'm sorry all the listeners who like him out there, but the boy's not got it, and I don't think he's going to hit it either. So
the second half started all better, and we started at a faster tempo, which we should have done when we went 1-0 up. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's an attitude thing for me, because you've got that team chasing shadows, yeah?
Yep.
We then should go and hunt the second goal when we get the first goal and make the game easier for myself, but we don't. So we come out in the second half, showed great attitude, played some good stuff at tempo, and we get the equaliser through our captain, but be Diallo heavily involved again.
Mm-hmm. But it's the second half in particular, the real Rangers turned up. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think we were crap in the first half, but the real Rangers turned up in the second half. Mm-hmm. You go, no, this is it. This is what we're talking about. Now get this team under control, get your foot in your neck, and don't let it off. And that's what we've done. We dominated them. But again, as I said before, goals. We don't score enough goals. And to be honest, with that amount of play, with 85% of the play, and you're sitting there,
you've got to get a
fourth and fifth.
We get the equaliser, and then we get the third goal, and then the problem is, I think we're trying to keep. It's as if we're trying to keep the zero in it. We're just playing within ourselves. We go back into our shell again. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to bin that zero nonsense. That needs to be binned.
Yeah.
And that is. I agree with you, mate. I agree with you.
Get the goals, but the last goal. I don't like the substitutions, because I think if you're trying to see it out, it's Jack and Lundstrom you bring on for maybe Kent and Arfield, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. You know what I mean? You maybe even took off Roof and put Sakala through the middle if you're trying to see the game out. I know it's not a nice thing to do. But you see my point, yeah?
Yeah, I substitute.
Because you're just trying to see the game out. It's nothing to do with Roof. It's just what you want to do, Jack in there, be extra cover. But the corner came about, a big switch for Lundstrom. It's not the weather or the time. Yeah, keep the ball. Yep. There's 3 minutes to go. They get a throw in. We get it back. We mess about with it. And Glenn Kamara, tired or a lazy or a misplaced, whatever you want to call it, we get the ball away. He ends up out for a corner. And the rest is history, all bit.
I knew it. See, Kamara, he's got a habit of doing that lazy ball, that wee daft lazy ball, and he gives it away. Puts Tavernier in a terrible position. He can't get the ball. He can't get clear on the ball. All he can do is block the ball and it goes out for a corner. As soon as you're out for a corner, you're like, oh, no, don't give them corners. That's all you need to worry about. Don't give them free kicks and corners for crosses into our box. That's all we had to worry about all day, because that big boy White is superb in the air. He really is. So cut that off. No, they've got a corner. You're like, oh.
Maybe it's open for debate. I'm sure we'll talk about during the week. Maybe we'd have been better with their centre forward than ours. But anyway, we'll get these phone lines opened, yeah?
Aye, play it in, mate.
Yeah. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, I don't know who to blame today, the defence with the errors or the forwards with the errors, because we scored 3 goals, but we should have scored more, Albert. We should have scored more.
Oh, we should have, mate. There's no doubt about that. But again, we've said that in every game since Van Bronckhorst 2. Oh, we should have scored more. But we're no scoring more. That's the problem. We're no scoring more. I've said it for day one. since I've seen it. Well, start of the season, basically. It's not down to Van Bronckhorst. The start of the season, we're not scoring enough goals. We're just not for the amount of play we've got and the quality of player we're supposed to have now. Because these players should be showing a lot more than they're showing. Kent should have, like today, Kent didn't have a bad game. I don't think anybody had a right, apart from McGregor, I don't think anybody had a right tragic game. Few mistakes, costing us dear again, costing us very dear. But again, you can't say we've played really bad. That's the strange thing about it. You're saying 3 each, and we didn't play bad. You're saying it's madness, but it's down to defence today, mate. It's definitely down to defence.
Aye, I accept that, mate, because the 2 goals before half time, mate, put the pressure on you. We'll be joined by Mitchell. Afternoon, Mitchell.
Hi there, how you doing, lads?
All right, mate. You're a bit quiet, mate. You're a bit quiet. Speak up, mate.
Can you hear me now?
That's all right, mate. On you go, mate.
Is that better? Yeah. Obviously, really disappointing because, they've scored a few against us this season. And for me, that they were all self-inflicted. I mean, the likes of McGregor, it's very unlike him to make those type of mistakes. And I think at any level, whether you're playing Sunday League football for your club, I think a goalkeeper of his quality should be doing a lot better. But, he saved us a lot more times than cost us. And I think there's more than meets the eye with some of the issues that have been shown today. I think it's a wake-up call for Bassey. I've been watching him a few times now, and when I see him, lads, I'm not sure about you guys, but my heart races when he's under pressure because his composure on the ball, he's not a ball-playing centre-back. I don't think he's a centre-back. We've touched on the goals. We have scored 3 today, but, is Cedric Eaton good enough? And is that the reason Gerrard initially loaned him out?
In both the questions, I agree with you, but I'll pass you Albert.
Oh, I agree with Mitchell. I agree with the one with Bassey. He just instill time on the boy. Doesn't instill confidence. No, he doesn't. He's okay, but no, he's inclined for a mistake. I just don't. Nah, I don't think the boy's got it. I'm sorry. I like the boy and on, but he's not got it. He's not got it. There's no use kidding ourselves on. He has got it, and he'll come good. He's not showed anything to me that you say he's a quality player. He's just gone through a bad patch. I don't see any of that at all. I just see a big clumsy guy that basically his control is diabolical. Actually, absolutely diabolical.
See if he slides in and puts a couple of the chances in. There is opportunities in the second half where if he slides in, he can put it in the net. Yeah, he's always caught in heels. There was one where he took an extra touch. I think when he tried to touch it, he's in the 6-yard box. You've just got to hit it. When Joe Aribo danced along the byline, Mitchell, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. Wait, say that again, sorry.
When Joe Aribo got the ball out on the left-hand side and went by and then went by right along the byline and then rolled it back to it, he takes the touch. He's just got to put his foot through it, yeah?
No, I totally agree with you. I think, the boy Joe, I think to have him back now, and obviously commiserations from going out in the African Cup of Nations, but it's a huge player to have back, and obviously in the future. I think, when we played Livingston in the midweek, how many balls kept going across? And you just want a coach. We questioned Defoe leaving, and I know he's knocking on, but I think somebody like Jermaine would be scoring some of these goals. And that for me, I don't know with the wage situation and how much he was actually on, but, a type of striker like that for what we need right now, I think it's obvious what we need. And is Cedric Eaton really the option that we'd rather have than Jermaine Defoe? That for me should be question marks there. But is Wilson for these last few days of the window? Is there going to be some cover coming in for Hellander, Balogun? These are good centre backs, which I love both of them, but again they're out, and we've got a massive game in midweek. It's the biggest game of the season because for me they win today. I'm not going to talk too much about them, but they're going to be probably 2 points behind us with a better goal difference as well. It's a bit worrying. I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit on edge, to be honest, lads.
Yeah, I understand it, mate. I understand it. We've done 4 points in the last 2 away games, and we're only +1 since we came back in 3 games in goals. We've conceded 4 and scored 5. So it's no great in 3 games.
Yeah, I think someone like that today. I've got my mates texting me who don't really watch it and say terrible. Now people can come and tell me that, but for me, you can't just watch 90 minutes of football and judge a football player. I'll go back and show them some of the clips that McGregor saved us last season, especially. We did it. I think how many goals did we concede last season? It was ridiculous.
I mean, we've only conceded 6 goals. I think it's 6 goals if you come in. I mean, I'd need to see the second one again. I've not seen that right because I was like everybody else. If I had a cat, I'd have been hitting the ceiling. But the first one, it's just an error. He's came to Orang, his hands in the right position. So when he drafts it, it's got to come into the break basket, Mitchell.
Yeah, totally agree with you, mate. Totally agree. I think, there's been time. I understand the conditions aren't great for football, but you've got to mix it up a little bit sometimes. We're trying to tap it about all the time. Unfortunately, I remember when, funnily enough, when Leeds United played Fiston and Gary McAllister was the Leeds manager, and we tried tapping it about against the side that, you can't do that on a pitch like that. And I think today, I'm not blaming the pitch or anything like that, but the conditions aren't great. You've got to go, in a way, you've got to play them at their own game. We know the quality of Ross County. We know how of a low block coming into it, what they do to us. But essentially for me today, I think for me, Gio's I think he's got it a little bit wrong in terms of his tactical approach. And I'm not criticising anybody, lads. That's not what I'm doing because, I went on Radio 5 Live and, since then I've taken a lot of stick for what I said on Leeds, so I'm not going to come out here and start criticising anybody.
Don't worry.
There's no criticism or any bad criticism. We're still top. There's a lot of progress, but for me, the point against Aberdeen wasn't necessarily a bad point. I thought, to be honest, we build on that. Get some wins
today was a bad
game.
Point. This is a different game. Yeah,
terrible.
Totally
terrible.
Yeah.
I'll
cut across you, Mitchell. Will be John Carl. It must be people for East Coast England that's one of them. Carl.
Hi, Ox. Happy New Year, by the way.
Oh, right, okay.
I've not phoned since last year, so I've got to say it. You know what I mean? It's the end of January, but let's be straightforward about this. A lot of criticism in it, and didn't have a good game. But then again, who did? Can you tell me Kent was good in the first half? Can you tell me Kamara does anything positive? I don't think so. And he did his usual, don't look, just a wee cushion header or a wee cushion pass and that's it.
That's where the third goal came from. I thought Kamara and Aribo moving about at times, particularly in the second half, were okay.
No, I didn't think Kamara slowed it down when he was up at the penalty box again, looking for an easy pass when he could have had a shot. Kamar Roof, wait a minute, don't just butt in. Kamar Roof nearly put one into Norway, Ryan Kent into Isle of Skye. So Alfie doesn't score with every chance he gets either. So I'm not into this, but blame the manager. We were looking to sit in that one goal in the first half, and don't say we weren't.
To be honest, I actually felt against Hearts. That was a similar sort of play, and I think you hit the nail on the head there. Because I do find we are a little bit negative at times when we go in the league, sometimes, lads. I don't know what you guys think.
Oh, Bear, I mean, Arfield could have maybe scored twice in the first half as well. We had situations. We've just scored we just lacked a bit of quality.
To be perfectly honest, see if Kamar Roof is fully fit in the last 2 games, he scores a hat-trick in both games. I guarantee he's a hat-trick. That's what's the matter. We've not got goal scorers. We've not got people that are going to put that ball in that net. You've got guys who think they're goal scorers, like Kent and all them, but they're no prolific. They're never going to be prolific either. But there's instinct. They've not got the instinct to score these goals. The wee boy from Manchester, he's got the instinct. You can see it. The wee boy wants to shoot, wants to score. Wee Sakala's got it. He's got the instinct to score and wants to score. So we've got these players there. We've just not got enough in the centre forward position. That's our big problem. We're not scoring. That game could put to bed early doors. I'm telling you, we could have been 3-4 up in the first half, and that game's done. That game's finished. Same as the Livingston game. That game's done as well. But we don't. We let these teams block us out. And as soon as it hits 75, 80 minutes, that's when the nerves will start again. And you're going, I don't know why you're getting nervous, because you're better football players. Just hold the ball. Look today, just hold the ball and you win the game. Simple. But you're doing the bloating high balls all over the place.
That's where the third goal came for a big switch for Lundstrom. I'm not blaming him. He tried to play it to Sakala, but it's not that kind of day for that pass. Makes the pass, as I said. They go down the park. We've got an easy pass, and Cal's right. one of the things he says is right, that Kamara mistake. I think it was to Tav, and then it goes for a corner kick. If it gets back to Tav properly, he hoofs it up the line. Carl, the game's finished. The game's done.
Exactly. But we're not doing that. We're not doing it, Ox. Hey, wait a minute, Ox. Hey.
We seem to have lost Carl. Don't know what happened there. It was errors, Mitchell.
Yeah, I think, again, really, we can talk about, the game as a general and this, that and the other, and maybe it's not the great state of the office today, but for me, it's down to basic errors. We're not talking, we can't talk, I'm saying about we've got to mix it up, this and that and the other. Let's just reflect on it a little bit, all 3 goals. They are so avoidable, it's unbelievable, because, again, I don't want to throw it at McGregor, but unfortunately today he's just going to have to take it on the chin.
You blaming him for the third one as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hi. What about you, Albert?
Well, I don't blame him for the corner, but I blame him for what he done. You let the ball hit off him. How's he know? That Walker says it, and I hate to agree with that wee rat, but he's right. He still went with his hands. How's he not going with his hands and just grabbing the ball? I don't get it. Make a save, grab the ball. But he doesn't seem to want to do that at times. He does some strange things. But he gets away with it, and we'll call him a great keeper, which he is. He's a great keeper. But he never had a great game today. He had a nightmare today. And he's got to face up to it. But to be fair to McGregor, he will face up to it. He'll not try and hide away for this. He'll just tell you straight, that was my fault today. Same as he done with the Hearts draw as well. It's his fault for that one as well. So this is the season that he's actually shown a few mistakes. Is it an age thing? I don't know. To come to the end of his career, of course he is. But as Mitchell said, he's saved us so many times in the past. He's got a lot of credit in the bank. He's not got a lot of credit today. No.
Jim for Paisley.
All right, guys. That's a comedy of errors this afternoon.
Aye, that's a fair comment, Jim.
I heard you saying, you hadn't seen their equaliser.
I've not seen it again, yeah.
When you see it again, I don't know if McGregor thinks he's getting a pass back for a defender. I don't know why did he just pick it up, basically. He let it half him. He sold the jersey of the day, let's be honest about it. McGregor sold the jersey of the day. There's no getting away from it, no hiding from it. We know he's a great keeper and he's done his proud in the past, but today he sold the jerseys. And 3-2 up for us. I knew that wasn't going to be enough. I smelt it coming.
I don't think you were alone.
When you say you bring Lodstrom on the 89th minute, I thought, what's that? It's okay then. Maybe he's just there to show things up. And then he tries a 45-yard pass across the other side of the pitch. I don't know what it was. These things don't work in the 89th and the 90th minute. He's playing the easy ball. That's what he's brought on for. And that caused their equaliser, because it went across the park, they got a throw in, down there, and ended up getting a corner, and we couldn't handle a corner. And I seen it coming, sure.
The big pass was, obviously, if it goes to Sakar, it's a wonderful pass, and the game's done as well, but it was a hard pass, you're right, mate. I don't know who was inside him. I'd need to see that part of the game again, but I know that...
Listen, I don't care who's inside him. You just play an easy ball to the nearest person to you. That bogging right across the park was a nothing ball. It was getting the ball away as well.
If you're going to do that, you put it into the corners at that
time. Aye, of course.
It was just stupid all, and it was just stupid football. No, and I don't know if he'll get the training and point all that out to him, but you say, Jim, we're all sitting there knowing what we're expecting this going, get a grip of yourselves. No, just get a hold of the ball, play simple passes, make them run about. They're the ones that are desperate to get the ball. Just play it into space with a play. No. We refuse to do it. I don't know why. Or we try to play Hollywood passes. Golson's bad for it as well. But again, we didn't play bad. We didn't play bad today, but because we're in downfall today, we're made out of that.
The 3 goals were big errors for your team. Yeah, the first goal, McGregor. The second goal, errors with Golson and maybe Borner as well. And then a horrendous error with Bassey. Yeah, and the third goal was a combination Lundstrom. Then he let that happen. Then Kamara makes it worse, because if he plays it back to Tav, he just kicks up the park, the game's done. And then McGregor makes the third fail. So we're getting punished a lot, Jim, for a combination of errors. But you have to put the ball in the net to make it easy for you.
Listen, Big Cedric had a good play if he do it at midnight. I was surprised if he put the ball in the net. That big guy, to me, listen, I would try to stick up for Big Cedric. I was happy to see him coming back because we need a centre forward. I think Big Cedric must have slept with centre forward his life, son, because he's not going to do for us.
Do you know the strange thing about the day, Ox? The strange thing today is we're blaming the defence, and rightly so. They were rotten, and so was the goalkeeper. But it was two defenders that scored the goals to get the 3-each draw. It's mental, isn't it? It's absolutely mental.
Do you think?
I thought, to be fair, I think if you looked at the second half, Tavernier did drive his own to go 3-2 in front, didn't he? If we're being honest, definitely. You know, if you can credit, we've been joined by David. How we doing, David?
Evening, guys.
How we doing, mate? Give us your thoughts.
I'm not panicking. I think some Rangers fans will be hitting the panic button, but I'm not hitting the panic button at all.
Well, we just need to win football matches. We need to get back to winning football matches. I think some of the panic will come from 2 years ago, if that makes sense, Albert.
But when we come back to the winter break collapse, aye, that mob across society, that's what they expect. That's all their hopes are pinned on, mate, that we collapse. Because they know if we don't collapse, there's no way they can win the league. So it's down to us. And if we keep throwing these stupid points away, and they are stupid points we're throwing away, shoot myself in the foot in so many games. We can't complain at the end of the season and say, oh, we didn't win the league because they're a brilliant team. They're not a brilliant team. But if we're going to keep playing like this, we're going to horn them the league. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous because we need to start scoring goals. It's as simple as that. It's to start scoring goals because you're now looking at the defence leaking goals and they're going to leak goals and you're not going to score goals. That's a bad combination.
We can't expect to win the league now conceding 3 to Ross County. It's criminal. No. It's absolute. No. These are the games on the calendar. That, no disrespect to Ross County, they are where they are. It's got 22 points. The league doesn't lie at the end of it. But we can't, we have scored 3 today, regardless of how many opportunities we've squandered. And for me, we should be 7-0 up. But the bottom line is conceding 3 against a team like Ross County is totally unacceptable.
Bizarre as it is, I blame the defence, Mitchell, for the 3 goals, but also blame we should be scoring more goals. Well, the 3 goals doesn't matter. That should have been a 6-3 game, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
I don't think there's enough trust in. I don't think they're believing in Gio enough. Sometimes I think as well. No, I genuinely think there's a lot of trust issues between the players. I don't think they trust each other's qualities enough sometimes, and I think it's showing a little bit at the moment. We have this tendency though when we come back from a break, and we saw it against Hibs in the cup. And we don't seem to have that light bulb moment when danger's coming. We don't seem to be on it. And we're obviously missing Davis, Helander, Ballingen. I get all this. But a team like Glasgow Rangers should be able to cope well enough against a team against such as Ross County or anyone below third, in my opinion.
Yeah. We'll be joined by Blue Star. Afternoon, Blue Star. No? Was he there? Blue Star? No. Cal's back with us. You back with us, Cal?
Yes,
Yes. Who are you blaming, the defence or the forwards?
Well, I think we've been talking a lot about Giovanni's tweaking the system, and I'm sorry, he's tweaked it the ring road. I don't know, we just seem unbalanced. We seem a team that's unbalanced. I don't see cohesion of play. I think our midfield are sitting deeper. We didn't have any pressing in the first half. It's just it's a horrible watch, but it's a nervy watch. Even against who was that we played? Stirling Albion. It's been a nervy watch. I've seen it for Goldson against Stirling Albion with stupid back header. Everybody did. It's no as if we seem. I don't know. It's just a regression, Ox.
I think if I'm being fair, and I'm trying to be fair, Albert, I think the second half when we come out, not for the first half an hour, maybe the first 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes if you go to injuries, It was one of the best we've played all season, if we're being honest.
I would say that was the Rangers turned up again. Mm-hmm. That's what I said. I mean, we definitely turned up in that second half. There's no doubt about it. They weren't in the game in the second half at all. No threat whatsoever. I didn't see them scoring at all in the second half until we take a hand in it. We take a hand in it and give them the goal.
All right, I'll come. We have been joined by Blue Star. Afternoon, Blue Star.
Evening, Ox. Evening, guys. Ox, it's not been wise after the event. You asked me my score last night, and I says 2-0. What Thingby's just said there, he and the bloke before him, he's bang on. I don't know where the nervousness is coming in, but there is a nervousness in it. And every single one is, for the Stirling Albion game to our last game to even the day. Now, even when we went through 3-2 Ox, honestly, I'm not kidding you, and I agree with most of you. I was waiting in them scoring, seriously. And the bottom line is, it's all right saying we can blame our attackers for not putting the ball in the net and blame our defenders. We know that's football. How on earth can we be scoring 3 goals and allowing a team so far down the league to score 3 against us? You can't legislate for mistakes, but there's a lack of workmanship about us now. We're not convincing, Ox. If anybody on your panel any night of the week can honestly turn around and say, we all know we're Rangers diehards, but you've got to call it sometimes honestly. There is no way in this earth now that Rangers squad is convincing. Ox, you can't say they are, because there's just no. I know we can go through the league and we can win it. Of course we can. We can hammer them on Wednesday night. At the moment, does any of us truthfully believe we're going out with a bit of conviction? I'm not saying we're no, but I'll tell you this. For us to win that game on Wednesday, we'll need to bust a gut, and that goes for all 11 players. At the moment, Ox, honestly, we're relying on individual performances. We're not playing as a full team. We're no.
Don't think we're playing for 90 minutes, if I'm being honest.
Definitely no. Definitely no, mate.
What do you think, David? Oh, we lost David.
Can I say something else, yes? Well, I'm still here.
Jim. Yes, Jim.
Aye. Well, see the second half, and this looked as if we were going to go and pummel them in the second half. Somebody mentioned we did have 85% of the possession for the first half of the second half, or maybe more than that. I can't remember. They played the 3 at the back with Bassey sitting back a wee bit, and they letting the full backs push forward. This looks as here we go. This is more like the Gers. But as you say, somebody else did say, I can't remember all the boys' names. It's one of them. I'm sorry if I can't remember your names. But the ball on the top, stupid mistakes. Oh, sure. That's just what's killing us. And see if we're still chatting the league on Thursday morning. It might turn out no such a bad week, but it doesn't look a good week so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's a good. On this 90 minutes, Mitchell, it's a bad.
Yeah.
You score 3 goals, you should be winning the game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's one of them, really. You probably find yourself repeating the same things as you've been saying, because it's quite easy for me, I think, to analyse the match in a way, because, we've seen that they've scored I think they've scored before, I'm sure it's 7 goals against Rangers now this season. And, we have to question it. That's not good enough. And, it's in one respect, actually, it's frustrating and it's upsetting, because we know Rangers, there's at least 2 leagues apart between both teams for me. But, we've got to go to Celtic, quiet the fans down. We've got to go there and almost take Gerrard's tactics, how we've beaten Celtic prior to this. We've got to replicate a performance that's been a champions-like performance. I fully believe that football's such a funny game, as you all guys know, and I really think that they can go to Parkhead, make these fans nervous. They'll get up. Don't you worry. I'll tell you now. Celtic fans are the most fickle fans I've met in football. They will turn on their team if we can put out a performance. As long as we play positive, and we've got Tab running at them, because for me, he's the most positive fullback we've got in the league. And I think, give it first 15, 20 minutes, put them on edge, throw everything we can, everything. I'm talking fluidity, possession, direct football, straight at them. Get 60,000 fans in that stadium, on edge, on their seats, and make them crumble, because if we do that, we will beat them comfortably. And I promise you now, regardless of today's result, it's a totally different proposition that we play. They'll come at us and they'll play open football, and that's where Rangers suit this game, and that's because they're a good side. They just don't sometimes make the right decisions against these teams because of the low block they play. I'm telling you now, we've just got to go at them, and they'll be on the seats, don't you worry, I'll tell you now. And we'll be ready.
Aye, but it was a strange game of football when you've seen so many bad rickets in the one game all better.
It's true. It's mistake after mistake after mistake. But see that what you said earlier on, Ox, about you score 3 goals in a game, you expect to win the game. Ross County could say the same thing. They scored 3 goals.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So you sit and look at it, it's a two-way street, that. You know what I mean? So I believe that the other way, if you're losing 3 goals, you're doing well to walk away for a game with any points at all, because you really don't deserve to walk away with any points if you're losing 3 goals. But there you go.
We've been joined by George, UK. George?
Afternoon, lads. Absolutely.
How we doing?
Afternoon.
I mean, we're back to that. I think we're back to that way before, man. We used to get pure totally nervous when cross balls were coming in. It seems to be back to that way again, all over again. I mean, we can't defend cross balls, and I mean, honestly, man, unusual for McGregor man to make mistakes like that, man. But they were two awful errors, by the way. You know what I mean? And see that boy Cook, that boy. We'll look for a player. How did Ross Wilson? Well, Ross Wilson don't see that boy Cook. That boy's got ability, by the way. You know what I mean? He was on this ragged, by the way. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you something. I don't know. I might rather have their centre forward today than your centre forward.
Undoubtedly, Ox, man. He's a player, that boy, isn't he? That is, man. That is, man. What is he, man? Is he the Gerber or something? Certainly not striker, that's for sure, by the way, you know what I mean? And by the way, I'm getting worried, Ox. I'm getting worried, mate.
Don't get worried, George. Don't get worried.
And by the way, see when Roof come on today, Roof's no match fit. Even though he hit the post, which I hope he's got to be a goal, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he's no match fit. He doesn't look anywhere near match fit.
By the way, he's done how many times did he get the ball away with simple passes?
Constantly get the ball away.
Aye, it wasn't
and what do you call it? At Lundstrom coming on, that baffled me, that man. I mean, I would have kept that field on.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I would have, if you want to see the game out and that's your tactic, it's Lundstrom and Ryan Jack, innit?
100%, mate. 100%.
No doubt about it.
Why not Ryan Jack on the bench, man? No play the guy.
Yeah, but Ryan Jack for me, I would leave Lundstrom on the bench. That boy's bringing enough. We keep bringing him on. We keep drawing games. You know what I mean? You're going, get off, stay off.
He just seems to punt the ball at the park and all that, didn't he?
Yeah. It was part of a team that got relegated miserably. That for me. I'm not saying it was all Lundstrom for Sheffield United.
I'll say something as well. I thought Sakala should have scored. See when he gets through.
By the way, the whole goal, he's got the whole goal to pass it into, mate. Yeah, the whole goal, you're right.
He should have scored. Definitely.
Aye,
that was a brilliant move, that.
Aye, then the game's done. And then that's the problem. If you score that goal, there he's good doing, you maybe score another couple, you know.
And Ox here, by the way, and see that injured keeper carry on. That was a load of cram. That was because of him, to slow our momentum down, by the way. I mean, 7 minutes. Injury time, 7 minutes.
I'm surprised that the referee didn't add on 10 to make sure they get an equaliser.
Oh, he wouldn't surprise me.
Took 6, unfortunately.
I wasn't surprised when the 7 minutes went up, but we should have seen it out. Look, I don't understand the airfield for Lundstrom, man. I mean, I actually understand if you could have if you try to see the game out, you could have took Roof Kent or Sakala off.
Exactly.
Mate,
exactly.
I totally agree with you, man. You play a bit of game management, hold on to the ball, you know what I mean? And defend just at the last 7 minutes, you know what I mean? Instead of just continuously getting the ball away.
And maybe with the corner. With the corner, you bring the boy King on and you take half Kent He's not going to do nothing for you at the corner, is he?
Well said, man. You're the same fucking. You're the same planet as me. See when that corner come in, I knew they were going to equalise. I knew it.
Can I come in there, Ox?
Yes, mate.
Ox, you're bang on what you said there. You're two things on Lundstrom and even the boy King. Seeing Wednesday, mate, and this is our next game now. The one thing we've been good at under our previous manager and up until the last couple of games, you know yourself, we've been good at containing the ball. Now it's all right looking at stats and seeing we had 80% of possession and everything. All is I've got a point today. We were crap in attack and we were certainly crap in defence. But Ox, you hit the nail on the head there just 2 minutes ago when you're talking about Lundstrom and that. See the very fact our manager brought that guy on. Ox, no two doubts about it. That was baffling. Now, if you're bringing a guy like that on to contain the game, especially when there's 3 and 4 players out at one time, Roof, as Thingby just said there, how many times did he give the ball away when there wasn't even MD and tapping him? You can't afford to do that.
Well said.
We pride ourselves on being good footballers. And in a game like that today, we've got better football players than them. Come Wednesday, they've got a load of wee guys that are fast on their feet. And believe you me, they will have a go at us. So therefore, if we've not got guys that are mega fast in the middle of the park especially, we've got to play a containing game insofar as that when we've got the ball, we've got to make sure that we're finding our own players. And we were far from doing that today. So he's got to get drummed into them between here and Wednesday that when we've got the ball, we're hanging on to the ball. We're not getting it away cheaply like we did today. And that was a major problem for us.
Cheers, mate.
I do think that's a thing that happened today.
Jim.
I'm sorry. I keep thinking.
Yeah, your name's Jim. Just wait to hear it. We've been joined with Tommy. How are we doing,
I'm so
Tommy?
excited.
Hello, Ox. You're all right, mate? All right, no bad. Hello, panel. How are you doing?
All right.
Not bad, mate. That was a hard watch, Ox. That was a hard watch again.
I don't know. Listen, I don't think it was anything like the Livingston game because
No.
I've got you all, but I'll take your point. But it became a hard watch because we lost the third goal. But we did respond well at half time and we played some decent stuff in the second half. And the point that some of the guys are making, we should have been out of sight, Tommy. Yeah.
No, absolutely, Ox. Absolutely.
If you get the fourth and the fifth goal, yeah, you're saying, we covered up for Adam's error.
Well, all I was going to say, Ox, what I was looking at, I mean, I feel sorry for Big Eaton because he's just not got it, Ox. I'm sorry to say, the guy's not got it. You know, you start with Sakala or you start with Roof. You go and you try and win the game and get the game done, and then you could probably bring it on. The game's in the pocket. But I just felt sorry for Big Eaton. I thought he was awful, Ox.
Albert.
I agree. I've got to agree with Tommy. I thought he was awful as well, mate. I try to stick up for him as well. The best I can do is say he's an impact player, and that's about it. He's never going to be a centre forward that's going to lead your line, a starter. He's never going to start. He shouldn't be starting, put it that way. But at the end of the day, it wasn't just his fault today. We done everything right. I mean, it's a hard watch. I don't know if it was a hard watch. We go 1-0 up, then we go 2-1 behind. You're saying, but we come back to 2-1 behind, get it to 2 each, then go in front 3-2. So from that point of view, it was a good watch. We're doing well. We're fighting us. Tab's driving his own. Second half, we've got all the ball. You could see we were going to score. We're definitely going to score. But after we scored, we decided, oh no, let's all just drop back again and give them the ball and booting the ball. Yeah. I mean, how many times did that Barisic try to knock the ball down the line? He can't get it out of the defenders. No. It's unbelievable. You're going, look, get him turned, get that defender turned. You're going to knock the ball long, get the defenders turned. But we're just firing it down their throat and it's coming back. So from that point of view, it wasn't a good watch. But in general play, I thought we were all right. I thought we were not too bad. But we can't play games like this. We can't play games like this and hope to win leagues. You're not going to win leagues playing like this. You need to improve. Absolutely. We need to improve drastically.
We can't expect Joe Aribo to constantly do bits of magic. Everybody's got to chip in. I mean, if you watched him in the second half, some of the way he went past some of the players, and I'll take this to Cal, you've got to admit that Joe Aribo at times looked exquisite for about half an hour in that second half.
Out his skin, Ox. Out his skin. Aye. But you can't hang your jacket in one man all the time.
Oh, it's a team game. You win
it's a team game. But as the guy says before you, we scored the first goal, we sat back, invite them on. We aren't even good to invite them on. And don't kid yourself on. You know yourself, Ox. I'd never want to say anything good about them or the other side of the city, but they play a passing game. You know what I mean? We can't let them pass the ball about. We've got to press them as soon as we see them. And I'll have to go now, Ox, because my Scottish pie's getting cold, and I stay in England. And when it gets really cold, it's nasty. Right. Good night, lads. Have a good week. And remember, we still are the people, and we're going to beat them on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
It's amazing that obviously Albert that we don't lose that goal if we clear the ball, get kicked away, the whistle goes, the mood's different. But we did, and you feel as if you've been defeated, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a good kick in the plums, I know. I mean, that's what it is. It's one of the ones that you go, oh, good grief. I mean, I don't know about you, but I started throwing things at the telly and everything. You're going, what's happening? But as Jim said, you're not expecting, and as George said, we're not expecting that equaliser. And I'm going, this is ridiculous. We shouldn't be like this. We should not be like this. But we are. Yeah. Because you know these players have got mistakes in them. You know they're not clever enough at times. They play passes that are just mental, absolutely mental. And you're saying, what are you doing this for? Why are you playing that pass? I'd love to sit them down and point certain passes out and go, why did you play that? What did you see in your head to play that pass? Especially the Barisic with the forward passes. What did you see? I want to know what you see. But you're never going to find out. But it's hard. That's a hard watch. That's the one that Tommy's going to. That's a hard watch for me, by the way, to watch these passes going astray like that and no getting defenders turned. You're saying this is madness. And they wee lazy passes for Kamara, and he's guilty of it a lot. He's guilty of that. They wee lazy passes, and he landed Tav in it. Tav then gives the corner away. Whether he could have done better, I don't know. Because you can't see the angle to that with the telly.
You would need to see it again. I don't think it showed you. Is it again? Did it?
No, I didn't see it anyway. But then the corner comes in, and Big McGregor does what Big McGregor did. I don't understand what he done, but he made a mistake.
Two mistakes.
Aye, two mistakes. Aye, listen.
Which is unusual, Ox. I mean, you got to give it. I mean, McGregor's kept us in many a game, and
semi-final, Hearts kept last minute. People will point at that. I know he's been fantastic for us.
No, this season, you know.
But the problem is, I think you've got, Ox, is that McGregor's always got a mistake in him, though, isn't he? I mean, you've watched Rangers for years as well, Ox. Even when McGregor was with us the first time, he always had a mistake in him, Ox.
I think he's more points than losers.
I think he's a consistent goalie. Mitchell.
Oh, absolutely.
Leeds United took Alan McGregor in his pomp.
Oh, God. Would I have taken Alan McGregor? I'd have 5 Alan McGregors if I could.
Absolutely.
He's a great goalkeeper. You know, every goalkeeper's got. I think it's an easy back out comment for me, that. And I'm not being. That's your opinion, fair enough. But you know, you can't tell me. I mean, Ian Mellier against Newcastle made 8 world-class saves, but yet concedes a bit of a howler. I mean, you know, you can look at a striker, he can score a hat-trick, but miss 20 chances, he goes away with the match ball and everyone's singing. You know, it's a position that comes under a lot of threat and, you know, a lot of criticism, but I think you've got to be brave to be a goalkeeper at times for what you get.
There's no hiding place for a goalkeeper. There isn't any hiding place. He makes a mistake, it's usually brutal. It's match-changing mistakes they make.
Over the course of the game, he's made 2 errors. If you take any other players, they might have made 20 errors in the game, but it's what happens, isn't it?
No, yeah.
Well, Big Bassy and Kamara that fault for the second goal, aren't they, Ox? I mean, that's just absolute shocking defending.
Oh, it's just Big Bassy. I think that's the biggest howler of the day. The rest are errors. Allen's is a clanger, but Bassy's is just unforgivable.
I couldn't believe he pulled his foot out of that. I mean, he puts his foot, he kicks that. He kicks it out. Why pull his foot away? I don't know.
I don't know what he done, George. I don't know if he just missed it or what he was trying to do. I don't know what he was trying to do.
It looked like he pulled his foot out as if the ball was going to get through to McGregor. And I went, man. And
I think he just swung his foot and missed it, mate, if I'm being honest. Either that or he's a better player than I thought he was. He was trying to dumb it.
That's what I thought. I thought he swung and missed it. I actually thought he swung and missed it myself.
I did. Right, gentlemen. Listen, we've been fair. We've been critical. But we'll be back again on Monday, and we'll be building up to Wednesday. Thanks for all your calls, mate. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Listen, Mitchell, always great to hear from you. You're old. I'm not saying the other boys aren't welcome on here apart from Jim for Paisley, but you're welcome anytime, Mitchell.
Yeah, you're all smashing lads, and let's keep the points say everything. Rangers 56 and Celtic are on 51, so we'll leave it at that, shall we?
Cheers, mate. We are the people. Didn't have to steal about a dozen. Anyway, Albert, you finish up. The superstar of Rangers Radio, fans only page and everything. Albert.
Don't be so down in the mouth, mate. For all you out there, we'll be back stronger. We're going through a wee rough patch, but we'll come through it. We'll start batting the goals in. So onward and upward, as I said. No surrender.
Well, if you want to join us on Monday, we'll have more time to discuss. We'll be joined by young GB. Thanks for listening, and remember, we are the people. See you on Monday. Take it away, old school.
Yeah.
See them march on, marching on through the years of history. Heads held on high, for the jersey they will do or die. Fight for time, play the game with the band of glory. Till the